Disclaimer, this video is not made for anyone under the age of 13, so if you are watching this video under the age of 13, please click off now. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't upload Sunday. I know, okay? Forgive me, please. I swear I have reasons for it. Now, for you guys, this video is gonna look pretty darn normal. You know, normal editing style, normal everything. For me, this video is being recorded very differently. So as I said to you guys earlier in the year, I was going to be getting a new gaming laptop at some point. And today, well, technically yesterday, but mainly today, is the day that laptop is set up and is here. And currently I am recording with that laptop right in front of me. It's mad. It's pretty darn insane, really. I don't really know what to say, to be fair. Everything's just running twice as better as it used to. It feels quite incredible to be sitting here with this in front of me, with a light up keyboard, with like no lag on the screen display, able to open several other applications while recording, and still no lag. So yeah, that's the first bit of crazy news for this video. I just thought I'd hit you with the big stuff. That this video is being recorded with a gaming PC. Can't quite believe I'm saying that. Anyway guys, I'm sure you don't want to hear me brag about the gaming thingy. I probably will make a setup tour at some point, but for now, here is what the setup looks like, all finished and done. So if you were interested in what it looks like now, it's not much different from what it was, apart from the old laptop has been replaced with a brand new beast laptop. I might leave my specs in the description for the laptop. It's not nothing mad, well it is mad, but it's not something too crazy. It's just a standard gaming PC. So if you want to see the specs, they are in the description. Anyway guys, today I thought I'd kick off the camera and talk about January. Now obviously January is pretty much now over. When you're watching this, you will be a couple of days into February. And I thought today I'd just go over my thoughts of January, what happened in January, and how I think my progress has been this January, and big events that have happened last month. So, first off, obviously getting this new game PC has been a big part of it. It's been probably the biggest thing that's happened this month. It's improved my general work life. But it's not all been happy and jolly, you know. I've not always been the happiest of bunnies this January. My anxiety has had a bit of a soar up. It's gone like this, like a racing car. It's like this, just straight up. So yeah, we've had a few weeks of just pure anxiety torture, to the point where 1 week I literally had to give up work and just stop and just start playing games because I was so anxious. Yeah, that wasn't fun. But there is one funny story that I do need to tell you guys about this anxiety, which happened last month. Now I go up, like it's basically in the area I live, it's basically town called the Heathway. And so I went into town. I was going to get my hair cut. As you can clearly see, I have got my hair cut. Don't worry, I didn't ditch it. And yeah, so I was in town getting my hair cut. And normally I get my hair cut on a weekend, you know, when everyone's like, you know, sort of chill, it's daylight, you know, nothing serious is happening. But this time, I went to get my hair cut after school because the barbers don't charge as much during school time. So, I went up there, you know, thinking a big man thing, like, yeah, I can handle the dark. I went up to the Heathway, and I kind of forgot that I have anxiety. And yeah, my anxiety didn't like the fact that I was in the dark up the Heathway, where most of the time there's trouble up there. Like, there's been a couple of stabbings up there in the most recent months. So my anxiety doesn't like this. So it starts to throb at me like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you here? So I end up having a very, very minor anxiety attack up the Heathway. And instead of going to the library, which was the plan after I went to get my hair cut, I ended up having to go straight home instead. Which wasn't a bad thing. I got to come home and get on with things, but yeah, that was just kind of a bit of a dramatic time. And what it really taught me was that I can't handle dark and scary situations very well. I used to be able to. Nah, lads, not anymore. My anxiety really didn't like it. So that's something I definitely need to work on. That was the first interesting story of January. The fact that I had an anxiety attack just going up the Heathway to get my hair cut. Right, so we've had a bit of a funny story, but what about work? What about all the other things I do in my life? Now, obviously, I released that amazing paragraph in that book. If you haven't seen the video about it, I will leave it linked in the description for you to go and watch after this video. So yeah, obviously that happened, which was a massive progression into my work life. It's the next steps in unfolding what I want to do in the future, and I'm still working with that organisation very thoroughly. In terms of YouTube, things have kind of been a bit settled with it. I'm still trying to figure things out. Things are still on a kind of easy, just like this at the moment. There's nothing massive happening with it. It's kind of just, steady boat flowing. But I'm happy where it is at the moment because it gives me a bit of time to work on myself. In terms of my own mental health, things have been alright apart from the anxiety stuff, which is kind of just normal. Anxiety tends to come in waves. Some months you're completely fine, other months you're completely not, and that's how anxiety is. So yeah, that's pretty normal for me. But I did start a brand new well-being scheme, which I actually have a piece of paper that tells me how to run this well-being scheme. Now, this well-being scheme is for my own personal mental health development, and it was to make sure that I was more disciplined in my work and to make sure that when I get up in the morning I'm not just staring at my phone. However, this wellbeing scheme is also part of a project that's also happening behind the scenes. Now, obviously, over the next year, I plan to release my own website, and stuff that needs to go on that website has to be tested and has to be made sure that it looks professional and it is definitely basically suitable to be online. And if I want to do anything well-being related, everything I put on there has to be thoroughly tested and proven. So this well-being scheme that I'm currently on is me testing something for a website, which is the well-being scheme. I'm not going to tell you what this well-being scheme involves. All I can tell you is that it basically allows me to be a lot more disciplined in my normal life. So again, making sure I'm not on my phone when I first get up, making sure I'm more awake in the morning, make sure I control how much coffee I drink, and there's many other things that come into it. So yeah, that's in the full process and it's working very well, apart from when my anxiety kicks in. Sometimes there's a few problems there and there. But it's also still being adapted, so nothing's confirmed yet. Another thing that's happened this month, actually, in terms of work, is this bad boy over here. Now, a lot of you have been messaging me, especially if you're friends, being like, why the heck are you using a mug as a mascot? I think it's quite funny, it's quite unique. I have this mug, it was actually bought for me like last Christmas, and I've never been able to drink out of it because the sides of the cup are so thick to the point where if you try and drink out of that bad boy, you will end up dribbling all over yourself. So I don't drink out of it, and I tend to not use it. So I was like, what better use can I make out of it than putting it in videos and swearing at it? You like being sweared at, didn't you? So yeah, that happened as well, and the reason that's been added in is just for your guys' general entertainment, and apparently it's working. Right, so off of the work type of thing, so obviously the wellbeing scheme, the mug, general progress with this, and the book, they're like the 4 key things in terms of work that have happened. In terms of my personal life, my birthday was this month. It was a great birthday. Thanks to Future Youth Zone for holding, I'm just going to call it a little event for me. I mean, it was only a table set up and my friends could come in. But yeah, Future Youth Zone did do something for my birthday, which was amazing, which did make my day. I saw a load of people yesterday, and generally the week has been an amazing 16th. And this laptop is only here because it was my 16th birthday. Right, so we've discussed nearly all the positives. I mean, anxiety wasn't a positive, but yeah, we've discussed all the positives now. Sadly, at some point, however, I do have to move on to the negatives, which is right now. So the biggest problem for me last month, and I think it's going to be a problem reoccurring as we move forward, is BBC News. As I refer to them on Instagram, a bunch of tossers. Now, I used to have a load of notification apps that used to remind me when top news stories were going on BBC News. and my phone would notify me, and 99% of the time I would read them. Recently, I've completely scrapped that. I've got rid of every single news app I've ever had and literally just blocked all notifications from me. Now, I didn't just do this because I was getting annoyed with the notification. There was a lot more severe reasons for this. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, a big, basically, virus occurred in China recently, and it's definitely got to at least a global level of emergency, as it's been declared as. Now, most people are quite calm about the situation, and a lot of people are just like, it's just a general virus, we'll find a cure and we'll all be fine. But when the situation first aroused, and when I first heard of it, it didn't do me any good mentally. My anxiety did not like the sound of this new virus, and news stories were doing my head in. Every time I checked the news, my anxiety would go up, and I'd just want to sit there and do nothing, which was not good for me and probably wasn't good for any other person in this house, because it would just mean I'd sitting in my room all day. So yeah, this has been a big negative over the last month. News and the internet and general social media has generally been punching at me like nothing else, and I've definitely had to cut down on the amount of newspapers I read, the amount of different news stories I look into, because some of it's starting to negatively impact me. So yeah, that was probably the biggest thing this month. BBC News. Fucking tossers. Ruined my life. You really didn't. I mean, I'm grateful that you provide me news, but yeah, you're still a bunch of tossers. Right, guys, I think that wraps up this video. This video wasn't going to be anything big. I didn't have nothing big planned for today because I knew I'd be setting up my new laptop, and that has taken me quite a long time. And I have to, obviously, when I do videos, I have to do research and write out plans. So it's not as simple as just turning on a camera and hoping for the best. There is planning and there is thorough research that goes into my videos, and I haven't had time to do that research, so big types of videos that I normally do probably won't be going up this week, but I've tried to fit in something so at least you know I'm still alive. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little informational catch-up of January video. If you have, make sure you guys are smashing that like button and hitting that subscribe button for regular mental health advice videos and informational videos just like this one. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch all you dudes in February. No, actually, not in February. We're already in February. Next time, probably on Thursday. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Anyway, bye.